Hi, good evening, everyone. I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking to you this evening about solution focused therapy. And tonight, I'm going to cover the 8 aspects of solution focused therapy, and more specifically, look at what is called the miracle question within solution focused therapy. And as the name implies, solution focused therapy, we are looking at developing within the client, the consumer, the patient, solutions towards their issues and concerns that they have. And this form of intervention therapy fits very nicely within social work practice and service, where we focus on strength, space, and resiliency, and pulling from the individual aspects of themselves that will help promote solutions for them. And the role of the clinician, the worker, is to draw out those solutions from that come from the client, the consumer, or patient, that would then help them to better realize the solutions that they would like, changes in their life that they would like, and aspects of the problem or concern that they would like to mitigate or prevent or help to not reoccur in the future. So let's look at the and talk about the 8 aspects of solution focused therapy. So the major tenets of solution focused therapy are: one, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. In other words, if things are working very well for you and you are typically within the realm of daily functioning, doing well, then don't change things. Now, this is not to say that we shouldn't look at enhancing skills or learning new attributes or knowledge. It's that we don't want to go after things that are not broken. We want to focus on things that are solutions. Tenet number 2, if it works, do more of it. So if something is truly and really working for you, and in this instance, for the client, for the consumer, for the patient, then continue to do that. For example, most of us know exercise, nutrition are very helpful and advantageous for us, for our life, in building resiliency and strength. And if we continue to do that, then we engage in more resilient, positive coping behaviors. And so continue to do it if it helps you. If it's not working, do something different. Try other things. Look at different perspectives that may be able to help you, or in this case, help our client or consumer or our patient in developing resiliency and skill sets that will help them overcome concerns that they have. 4, small steps can lead to big changes. Most of us in our life have probably attempted to start an exercise program, and we may start and then we stop and we ask ourselves, what happened? Consistency is the key, but consistency also starts with small steps. So we can help our clients, consumers, and patients take these small minimal steps in role modeling for them what we are doing in our lives. So by being genuine, by showing up for our clients, consumers, and patients, we're role modeling for them consistency. 5, the solution is not necessarily directly related to the problem. What does this mean? Sometimes the problem or concern and the solution may be two different things. So we may find a solution to our concerns or problems. We go out and look for them, but we may not necessarily be finding the correct or appropriate solution for that problem. We may, in fact, be working on something else. Number 6, the language for solution development is different than that needed to describe a problem. This is a shift for the client, the consumer, the patient, to take language and reshape it, reframing. And as the worker, the therapist, we help to reframe. when we help give perspective to the client, consumer, and patient so that they can view problems in a different light. And language is a very, very powerful and key component to making change in our lives, in our clients' lives, in our consumers' lives, in our patients' lives. Number seven, no problem happens all the time. There's always an exception that can be utilized. We may always see our patients, our clients, consumers may see concerns and issues that they have as a continual thing. The syndrome of feeling like we are victims or we won't get out of the rut that we're in. That can be changed, that can be made different. We just need to understand that problems are not always persistent or always occurring. This too shall pass is a very common phrase that's used. This too shall pass. Number eight, the future is both created and negotiable. How can we help our clients and consumers and patients create change? And how can they negotiate change? Well, we begin with asking them to look at the issue or concerns that they have from a solution focused perspective, to look at perspectives that might be different than their own, to look at perspectives that we can see that are signs of strength, that are signs of resiliency within our clients, our patients, and our consumers. And we take that and we can help them in seeing and negotiating things of the future that can be possible. Many times when we are with our clients, our consumers, our patients, we can see that their efforts are being made and they may be taking small steps, but we can certainly see that they are trying. And just that resiliency of trying helps to push us towards the solution. So that is also very important. So now let me focus on the miracle question. And this is kind of the essence, one of the hallmarks of solution focused therapy. And I want to read this question verbatim because it's important to think about for ourselves and how our consumers, our patients, our clients can view this question and how this question can help them to better understand what solutions are there for them. So here's the question. This technique, this way of getting to the solution is called the miracle question. And here it is. I want to read it verbatim for you because it's important. So we asked our client, our consumer, our patient, suppose tonight while you slept, a miracle occurred. When you awake tomorrow, what would be some of the things you would notice that would tell you life had suddenly gotten better or that your problem had gone away? So let me read the question again. Suppose tonight we were asking our clients, consumers, patients to imagine, to think, to develop a framework for a difference in their lives, quality of life, way of living. Suppose tonight while you slept, a miracle occurred. When you awake tomorrow, what would be some of the things you would notice that would tell you life had gotten better or that the problems or concerns that you had in the past had gone away? Now, what is this question really asking them to do? So, one is a future oriented sense of I can be better, things will change, and I have direct action that I can take in making change. That's one. Two, it also asks them to think a little bit beyond themselves. It's almost transcendent, right? Miracles, miracles happening. Do they happen? They do. If we can in ourselves instill a sense of a miracle of our issues or concerns changing overnight, wow, that would truly be something that we would want to tell others about. And how would we know that these changes have occurred? We would have to notice it in ourselves first. And so we are asking our clients, consumers, and patients to notice within themselves what has changed and for them to articulate this change, articulate to the therapist, to the worker, to you, what things have changed. So the worker stays with the question, even if the client describes an impossible solution. What might be an impossible solution? Well, I wish my mother was alive, my father was alive, my grandfather, my grandmother. That might be an impossible question, but how could we go with that? Well, how would that make a difference in your life? We would ask them if these people were still alive. Now, again, we are taking into account that they have recognized change within themselves and that this change is something that they want to work towards and that is helpful and meaningful for them. So we acknowledge this could happen. How would you know that there was a difference in your life? And how would you make that difference? How would you make that difference? And then we can also start to think about those differences for the client, the consumer, the patient in ways that are then meaningful for them. So we take this miracle question, we frame it in a future oriented sense of self. How would you be in the future if your concerns, your problems, your issues went away? They disappeared. How would you know that these things had happened? What would be the differences in your life? And how would those differences for you be meaningful, which are also important? As the worker, we want to engage the person in understanding meaning in their life. And if changes are going to occur, how do they generate these changes in a way that creates meaning in their life? So, miracle question, solution focused therapy, approaches, techniques, ways of helping our clients, consumers, patients be better, develop resiliency, find hope, and ultimately have a good quality of life. I hope that was helpful for you. Comment below what other videos you would like. I appreciate it. And hey, subscribe. Thanks.